Yeah, guys. We are here for the reaction of Bayer Leverkusen 1 Inter nil. Nordi Mukiele, last minute dagger. And the fact that makes it worse is the fact he's doing the Marcus Thuram celebration on our head tops. You could see that those two are friends, both French players. They clearly know each other. And I feel like this was a tug in cheek celebration from Mukiele that adds salt to the wounds. Obviously, not the result that we wanted, not the one I predicted. I was predicting a draw, and I would have bitten your hand off if you'd given me a guaranteed draw before this game, because we know this is a good Bayer Leverkusen team. But definitely, the performance is not what we wanted. Very flat, barely created anything. Substitutions did barely anything. Yeah, first half is the only time Inter created something, and second half we did nothing. And we kind of played for the draw. And then when you play against these big teams and you play for the draw, this is you get punished. And it was an unlucky goal at the end that we were punished by. And actually, adding further salt to the wounds, guys. I don't know if you just saw this. The news has just been released on Twitter just before I shot this video. So Inter obviously travel to Leverkusen. They come back usually in the late night, straight after the game. But apparently, some sort of technical failure on the plane caused the the team actually just come back to Milan just a few hours ago. So instead of coming last night, they had to stay over. So more issues, more unplanned problems for this Inter team ahead of that Lazio game. We don't need this. We want the players to be nice and rested, even though they probably, after that loss, our second loss of the season, they probably won't be sleeping well anyway. And then I think Bisseck, out of all the guys, Bisseck, the philosopher, as FC Inter News here puts it, he's right. This bitter ending against Leverkusen balances out the times we were lucky. Let's be real. Of course, going into this game, Inter unbeaten, no goals conceded in Champions League. Wow. But we know, if you're, objective Inter fan, have we really played that well in the Champions League this season? If you look performance game by game, young boys, did we play well? That was probably actually our worst performance of this Champions League campaign. The the chances we conceded against young boys, way worse than the chances we gave Leverkusen today. Uh, and then obviously we had Marcus Thuram just to save us right at the end. Red Star Belgrade, that one, okay, that was a good performance, but the opponent, of course, was who they were. Man City was a great performance, but look at this. This is what BSEC is talking about. Man City, I was there live watching this live, and I witnessed a great tactical performance, and we also had a couple of chances here and there, but right at the end, Gundogan could have put us to bed. Let's be real. Two clear-cut chances, two free headers for Gundogan. The first one's probably the best chance. He hit it straight at Jan Zomer. The second one was a little bit more difficult. He had to be diving and stretching, and he put it over. But, we're talking about little margins there. And, that whole performance goes down the drain. Against Arsenal, one of my favorite wins of the season. I love putting one over Arsenal. But Dumfries had to clear one off the line off a corner after how many corners they had. And then that Havertz one where Bisek literally saves with his family jewels in the way. That could go anywhere, that shot. And that saved the result as well. So it just kind of puts things into perspective. Yes, the solidity about Inter, the result definitely clouds over the performance. There haven't been great performances, but at the same time, that's what we expect. Every single game in the Champions League, apart from probably the Man City one, we rotated very heavily. Arsenal game, we know how heavily we rotated, and we put that, we rubbed that in the Arsenal fans' faces. But yesterday as well, all the other games, we rotated heavily. So the focus is on the Serie A, and it was on the Lazio. And at the moment, for now, in the league, we are still in the top 8. Yes, we probably will slip down now today because Barcelona, Dortmund, Arsenal are going to be playing Monaco. So we probably will slip down in this ranking, and our goal differential is not that good compared to some of the other teams. And we need to get that up in the next few games. So awful loss, not what we wanted, but not the end of the world. What are we saying in terms of Inzaghi? You know, I saw his post-match. I didn't watch this live. I watched this morning, and I saw the comments after the game. I know a lot of you are very, very disappointed, especially our offensives played yesterday, and I agree with you. Very, very flat, very poor. But Inzaghi was as well. Inzaghi was asked, you know, did we play for the draw? Never. My teams don't do that, and we know kind of Inzaghi. We've had him for 3 seasons. I don't think he put this team out to go out for the draw, but he definitely, you know, the impetus and the motivation from the players or from Inzaghi wasn't quite there to kind of make ourselves, you know, known on that Leverkusen pitch. We definitely suffered for most of the game. As I said, only first half we created anything. Second half, it was all Leverkusen. And I agree with Inzaghi. We lacked quality in attack from players who usually give us those qualities in finishing. Second half, we controlled the match too much and slowed. And then Boban, the Milan legend on Sky Sport, also criticized his Inter, saying, you know, usually your Inter is fun in attack, is bold. Tonight you seem happy with the draw. This is not your Inter. Why? And he said, I agree with you. We did too little. We also had the feeling that they could suffer our possession. We had to put more quality tonight. We didn't put the quality we know. And again, yeah, the striker position today or yesterday, even Thuram was not on it. Taremi now is again, Taremi, I was impressed with his general play, his link-up play, and some of the build-up. He really helped us out in some really nice touches he did. But we need goals, brother Taremi, bro. We need goals, and he's just not providing any cutting edge in that half in the opponent's box. That's what we need. When Thuram has a day off, we need Taremi to be the one stepping up. It seems like this season it's either one striker or the other when we're playing, you know, because we always play with two strikers. It never seems like, apart from maybe the Hellas Verona game where both Correa and Thuram turned up, it seems like it's either, usually it's just Thuram this season, but it's either, you know, it's also been some matches where only Lautaro's turned up. We barely had games where both our strikers have been on it. And yesterday we had both our strikers off it because Thuram was definitely off it as well. Was there cause some, you know, complaints from Inter for this offside call not given on Frimpong in the build-up to the corner that they won, but actually even not the corner in the end was not even directly they scored from the corner. It was after we cleared it, then the ball came back, and then they scored after like 3 or 4 rebounds. So I'm not really too. Yeah, it does look like it should be offside here. There was issues. I saw the commentator saying that, you know, the referee was complaining that he couldn't hear the VAR or the VAR wasn't working. There was some sort of issue that shows the importance of VAR now, guys. I don't think it's as like clear cut as a lot of Inter fans I saw online, because you can see on the perspective, you can see the line, you know, the color of the grass, the variety is like almost touching that, you know, the 6-yard box. And Frimpong, yeah, it does look like you probably maybe his head or his shoulder is probably over the line, but it's not like I don't think it's a big scandal because, you know, in the end, like, as I said, it's not directly from the corner where they get the chance from, is afterwards where we clear it. And then there's about, you know, very unlucky the way the ball rebounds to Mukiele in the end. Maybe we could have done better in some, you know, Di Marco to like block the cross. So it's, you know, it was a bit of an unlucky goal or a bit of a lucky goal for Leverkusen in the end. I don't have too many complaints, and I don't see Inzaghi complaining about it too much, but probably was offside. And this just shows you, you know, the lack of cutting edge in this game. This is Inter's biggest chance, and this barely is a chance. You know, Frattesi is a ball in from Hakan, or I think it was Zielinski, I can't remember, crosses it in, and Frattesi gets his head to it. It was a difficult chance. But I've seen Frattesi score this, I think, same exact goal for Italy in the national team. And the thing that also makes it a big chance, and even the commentator said the goalkeeper already had moved to the other side of the goal. The goalkeeper had committed that, you know, Frattesi is not getting to this ball, even without much power. If he got this on target, he probably could have scored off this. But it shows you, you know, how little Inter created. I mean, in terms of XG, yesterday, let's have a quick look on the FOTMob. You know, only 0.29 XG, 1.14 for Leverkusen. So very, very deserved win in terms of that. And then, yeah, there was early signs already. I mean, this, you could say this is not a big chance, but, you know, and the fact that, yeah, this is Leverkusen without, you know, in my previous they are without Patrick Schick and Boniface, you know, the two main attacking outlets. And we couldn't we should have took advantage of that. This is a good time to play Leverkusen without two of the big guys. But their replacement, the Nigerian striker there, what's his name, Tella, hit the crossbar early on. So already bad signs there early on, that Leverkusen were going to control this game. And this was Taremi's only chance, really. If it goes underneath or between the Tapsoba's legs there, that's probably a goal because he's trying to get it into that corner. But apart from that, there was nothing else from Inter. That's pretty much it. There was one offside opportunity from Darmian. There was maybe one Bastoni header from a corner. That's about it. That's really, really poor from Inter. Really, really poor. Especially in Europe, we've been big proponents of Inzaghi ball, the way we play, the style of football, but there really was nothing to show for it yesterday. We did not put a good show to the rest of Europe of this Inter team. In terms of lineup, we, as I said, heavily rotated, but some of the guys were really disappointed yesterday. Carlos Augusto, big step down compared to Di Marco. Is pretty much every time the ball went out to Augusto, especially in the build-up, we lost it. Not a good impact from him. Frattesi, yeah, we know, like, this guy only 9 passes completed. Basically, when you sub in Frattesi for Barella, you lose about 25 to 30 at least passes and touches because this guy goes missing for most of the game. He still hasn't improved on that. It's really, really disappointing. Although I don't mind him starting this game. I know he would have started regardless because it's not tactical based in Inzaghi's rotation. We know now this is my Champions League team. This is my Serie A team. But the fact that Inter has such low cutting edge, I actually, and we saw he probably had the biggest chance. We should have used Frattesi and we should try to get the ball more into the box. Very, very poor use. When we have Frattesi, you have to play in a different way, and we didn't yesterday. Darmian, again, provided no cutting edge, but this was a forced decision because I think Dumfries was supposed to start, and I think Dumfries would have had a much better game yesterday. And then substitutions provided nothing. Di Marco actually had a pretty poor impact when he came on. Aslani did barely anything. Barella did barely anything. Lautaro nothing. Arnautovic nothing. Yeah, this is maybe should Arnautovic have really come on the 85th minute if you are trying to hold on for a draw. Maybe he could have put on Mkhitaryan to shore up the defense or the midfield. He did mention Buchanan that he had a bit of an issue before the game, so that's why he didn't play. So some criticism on Inzaghi as well in terms of the substitutions, but really flat performance overall. I don't have, just all around very, very poor, very, very disappointing. And then in terms of how does this look for Inter moving forward? So actually, if you go on the official UEFA website, you can do the result simulator to see how Inter in the bracket might end up. So what I did was I put it pretty in the results. So I've just, for match day 7, actually continuing for match day 6, I completed it. I just put in the most predictable results, guys. Okay. I'm just, spitballing here. I'm just saying, Barcelona have got injury issues. They might draw against Dortmund. Man City might win. Arsenal win. And actually, I think Milan might actually win all their last 3 games because actually now the calendar is very easy. Obviously, the other results are decided. For match day 7, I've put in, Atalanta win. I've put Aston Villa draw, Juve draw, Atleti Leverkusen draw, Barcelona win, Dortmund win, Real Madrid win, PSG, Man City draw, and Inter have to win, and we have to create a little bit of a goal differential against Sparta Praha. And Milan, maybe they don't win this one, Girona, but again, I'm spitballing here just to show what potentially could happen. And then match day 8, I'm going for Inter to draw, just to show you the scenario because this is realistic. Monaco have been doing very well in Ligue 1 and Champions League. So let's just say we drop the ball again and we draw at home to Monaco. Maybe Barca draw, or let's say they win against Atalanta, Leverkusen win, Juve draw, Arsenal win, Real Madrid win, all the big teams actually get the results that we're supposed to get. This is how it looks now, the bracket. So after those results, so if Inter end up 8, so in this way, so yeah, it shows you. So Inter, if they draw, Leverkusen win, Milan win. Milan actually could overtake Inter, funnily enough, with Arsenal, Dortmund, Barcelona completing the top 8. And then the knockouts, obviously these teams need to play each other afterwards to decide on who goes through against these other unseeded teams. And this is how it could end up. It's so unpredictable. This is where actually UEFA might have cooked with this new format, because it's really unpredictable. You know, Inter could end up so they draw. There will be a draw done to see who plays here. Whether it's not, we don't have to play Leverkusen. It will be either Inter or Leverkusen, 7th or 8th, to play Atletico Madrid, Aston Villa, Juve or Feyenoord, or it could be Aston Villa or Atletico Madrid. Yeah, again, same. This is the thing. It's so unpredictable at the moment. This league phase is so short. You know, it is really, really difficult to tell. You know, whether even ending up higher might not even reward you that well, because like, let's have a look who Liverpool might end up facing. Yeah, look at that. Liverpool, for all that hard work, might end up facing a Sporting Lisbon or a Benfica or a PSV. That's not an easy game. And look at that, Bayern Munich or Milan, if they finish ahead, they might end up facing a Man City. So it's very, very difficult. And look at that, because Real Madrid have been doing so bad, even I've predicted them to win every game now, they still will end up outside of the top 8, and you might end up facing them if you finish 3rd or 4th. Like, this is what I mean. Like, it's really, really difficult. I think it's hard to make calculations. You just need to finish in that top 8 and then see who you get. But yeah, next game is in January. We've got time to regroup. It's Sparta Praha. We have to win that game, no questions, and we have to build a little bit of a goal differential to be above some other teams. Or do we? Maybe we don't want to be. That's what I mean. Maybe we don't want to be above the other teams. So let's see how it works out. You guys, let me know your comments down below. Bit of a longer match reaction, actually. It's been 17 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Who was the man of the match? Probably no one for us. Probably Jan Zoma, because he dealt with Korn as well. Yeah, let me know your comments down below. Ciao ragazzi. Always, Forza Inter. Let's go against Lazio and get that W.